Hello everyone and welcome back to another reaction video. My name is Velcro and today we're going to be reacting to Nightwish, the Poet and the Pendulum. First of all, I want to thank you all that have subscribed to the channel. The channel just reached the 1,000 subscribers mark and I think it just went past that. So thank you everyone that has subscribed. This really helps out the channel. Now the channel is going to be able to participate in YouTube partnerships, so that's going to help in regards to monetizing the channel, running ads and stuff like that. Which I said it before, was never the intention of this channel. I not in a million years thought that I will get this much support and this much people watching me. So thank you everyone. However, like I said before on some comments, if I can monetize the channel and some money can come from this, I'm going to be reinvesting that money into the channel itself, so I can upgrade the production quality. I want to get like a new camera, I want to get some better equipment, some better headphones, some better microphone, and stuff like that. So I just want to thank you all for that. And like I said, today we're going to be reacting to Nightwish, the Pod and the Pendulum. I had been saving this one for a while. I wanted to do it on a special occasion because this is a very emotional, heavy song, and it deals with subjects that I know are gonna be a bit hard for me because I know that this deals a little bit with suicide, and I did a lot of research on this song itself because I know it has a lot of meaning for the band and why Thomas wrote this song the way he did. And it has a lot to do with when Tarja left the band in 2005. So this is a song that has a lot of references to that. And I know that, like I said, this is super emotionally heavy. And I did a lot of research about it. I read about the song. I read about the letters that the band sent to Tarja and Tarja sent to the band. And so I really been saving this one for this special occasion. I know it's gonna be tough for me because I'll speak a little bit more about it maybe later in the video, but I'm someone who has been dealing with heavyset depression for most of my life, but especially since the death of my mother in 2015, and even more especially on the last 6 months. And when I said that it's gonna be tough for me because it deals, I know that it deals with themes of suicide, and I heard Thomas in an interview saying that he almost killed himself. When on this point, on this low point of the band after Tarja left, and me myself, I'm a survivor of suicide. I tried to kill myself twice. Around, that was in November of last year, so around 6 months ago. So this is gonna be tough for me in that sense because I know it's gonna deal with a lot of that, and I'll talk more about it during the video probably. Also, I'm gonna be paying more attention to the lyrics on this one than the music. I know that I normally talk more about the music, and I'll still try to talk about it, but I want to really pay attention to the lyrics because I know that the lyrics, it's basically the main focus of this song. So I guess that without further ado, let's hear it. Okay, so before we go on into the first verse, uh, White Lands of Symphatica, I know that's a reference to, because I've read The Dark Tower, that's a reference to the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. And the White Lands of Emphatica is this kind of after death place, kind of a, not necessarily a hell, but it's kind of, like that place after, that you go after the death. And I guess that the way he saw this child singing innocence, I guess it's supposed to represent that these lands are, the innocence and the peacefulness in a way after death. So that's super cool. Also, I can see the pendulum on the back, and I read that this is obviously the whole song, "The Poet and the Pendulum," is a reference to Edgar Allan Poe's short story called "The Pit and the Pendulum," which I've also read. So this is gonna be really really interesting. I love that, man. Super heavy, and love the orchestration on the back. Man, that's so cool. Okay, so musically, Flora and Marco, again, they sound so good together. The Marco's bass here sounds super punchy, and I love that. Sounds like super full. Again, Flora and Marco voices are amazing. That line, "I cannot cry because the shoulder cries more," and I have but two faces. Man, it really hits home, because when you are in this point where you are sort of hating yourself and self-deprecating, which I think is the meaning of this song. It's what Thomas is trying to speak about in this song, the way he felt. Um, and "I cannot cry" means he can't cry because the shoulder cries more. The shoulder meaning all of his fans, and how the fans cried after Tarjas left the band. I guess that at least that's the connection I make, and how he has to have two faces: one for himself, which is one for "God Save Me," one for the world, which is still happy, still we're gonna keep going to the audience, because you wanna give the audience that hope, but also you're feeling all the despair inside yourself, and you cannot, you can't show that face to the world. And that's why he says, "I'm a whore for the cold world." And I guess that's a symbolism there, and man, that really hits home, because if you have dealt with heavy depression and self deprecation and hate for yourself, you know that the face that you put towards your loved ones and towards your friends is not the way you feel inside. It's the it's a totally different face that for because you don't want them to see it. You don't want them to see how bad you really feel. So that really hits home for me. Yeah, man. Yeah. Again, talking about especially because the name of this party is the second part of the song is home. That second verse right there, there he's talking about his childhood days, his home, how much he has changed from that. It could be a reference to how much he enjoyed the band and being a musician for the band Nightwish on the early days, and now at this point, at this really low point, when Tarja left the band and he's not really enjoying it anymore, and he wants no more. He just wants peace. He doesn't want more praise. He doesn't want the audience telling him, "Yeah, you're a genius" and stuff. Which again, when you hate yourself and you're self-deprecating and you're blaming yourself for all these things, you really cannot take the praise. It actually makes you hate yourself even more because you start to have this sort of imposter syndrome that tells you that you do not deserve this, you don't deserve this praise. So you kind of start to hate hearing it, and you just want peace. You just want to die in this case, and that's what he's referring to. That is so beautiful, man. I want to hear that whole part again because Fleur can convey so much emotion in the way she sings. Even though she's obviously not talking about herself. She's talking about this song is obviously Thomas talking about himself in the composition, and but the way that um, Flor can convey so much emotion into her voice to speak about this really really dark moment in Thomas' life, and you can really feel it. I'm really getting watery eye here, and you can really feel it on her voice how good she is on conveying emotion. And again about the lyrics, again he's talking about I know that Thomas, I've read a little bit, and the interview that I heard about this, he calls himself to be an ocean spirit. There's a lot of reference to the ocean in Nightwish, and that's what he talked about. So he's talking about here, just put me in the ocean, let me die. I really don't want to go on anymore. And but that's the place where I can find my peace. And so again, super super heavy because he's talking about death, about him wanting to die in this dark time, and that's a super heavy thing to write about. And again, Flor, man, the way she can convey that emotion, it's amazing. We're getting heavier now.
I'm afraid, so afraid. Being raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns. Long enough to find yourself screaming every night. Long enough to see your friends betray you.
Oh man.
For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes and counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
Wow, man. Wow. Oh man, that's super heavy. Wow. Oh wow, man. Oh, that really, really hit me. Um, he's obviously talking about being raped again and again, and how he is this public figure, and he feels raped by the audience in a way, and his public figure and the media, and how he has to portray this fate that he is not. He feels himself. He feels raped by that, and talking about being tied to this altar, being tied to, I guess it could be reference to the altar where his keyboard is, and talking about seeing your friends betray you, which could be a complete reference to Tarja feeling the fact that she left the band, that felt like that it was a bit it was like she was betraying him, because I know that they were friends and they started the band, and I know the way that Thomas thinks of his singers like his muses, and how much he inspires himself on the singers, and how much he writes to accommodate the singer that he has his time. So saying that phrase, living enough to see your friends betray you, that's super heavy. And obviously here, I just wish that I could catch me first and give me the death I always long for. Meaning, I wish I could die, drowning in the ocean, under the ocean, because that's how he sees himself.
Catch me first and give me a death I always longed
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry, we're going back. We're gonna hear that whole part again. That was super cool, man. Again, I love Marco's bass here. It sounds super, super full. Oh yeah.
Second rubber to the right of Christ, cutting her then decide. The world will rejoice today, past the crowd is not the running power.
So before we go on, love this super evil tone that they're doing now. Man, that sounds so evil in a way, so dark and so oppressive. Really love that what Thomas did here with the composition. Also, hear Marco singing the second rubber to the right of Christ. I'm guessing that's a reference to Judas, who hits on the last dinner painting. His two people to the right of Christ. So I'm guessing that's the reference to him. And the poet will die today, and the cross will feast on it. I think something like that. Obviously, it's a reference to Edgar Allan Poe and how he had crows on pretty much everything he wrote.
Days past the crowd is not the running power. Everyone must bury their own. To break the berry, the heart of stone. Now he's in hell, serves him well. Straight for the bell, calling for his farewell. The morning thunder upon his altar. The means of the dark passion play. Performed by his friends without shame. Spinning on his grave as they came.
So, oh man, so he's talking about his death, obviously, and his burial process, and how he's not receiving love but hate. And that's kind of the way you feel when you are in this low of point, that you decide that you want to kill yourself in a way, and you kind of feel like you hate yourself so much that you feel like your friends are going to spit on your grave, and they're not going to your friends and your family and your close ones are not going to be there to help you, and not going to cry you. You're not going to receive any love after you pass away, which I'll talk a bit more about this later, but there's nothing that could be further from the truth, and I'll talk about it in a moment.
Means of the dark passion play, performed by his friends without shame, spinning on his grave as they came. Get away, run away, fly away, lead me astray to dreamers hideaway. I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries for I cannot die. I a heart for the gold girl. Forgive me, I have but two faces, one for the world and one for God. Save me. I cannot cry 'cause the shoulder cries for I cannot die. I a heart for the cold world, heart for the cold world, heart for the cold.
Today, in the year of our Lord 2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
Oh wow! Oh man, that's heavy. That's heavy. Kind of like super heavy there. Basically, an eulogy. I think that's how you say it in English. Of his death, basically, you know. He is it's like what you will read on the newspaper after he died, or after he killed himself. Wow, but super heavy. So I didn't want to stop it, but I want to talk about it. Sorry that I'm crying so much. Again, this sort of coming home, this part of obviously called Mother and Father, and you sort of coming home to your loved ones and to this unconditional love that you're gonna have, and how you in this state where you hate yourself so much that you don't know what to do in the despair. You go into this sort of really childish state, and you want to go back to your mother and to your father and to the closest ones to you, because you don't know what to do with yourself. You need help, and it really happened to me. Like I said, 6 months ago, I tried to kill myself twice, and I survived. And I didn't have my mom support me because my mom passed away in 2015. And she was like my pillar, the one that I will sort of go to in these situations. But but my friends, my closest friends, came to the rescue, and they were there to support me, and my family, which I thought, because I had, kind of got any contact with them, when after my mom died, and especially with my dad, and all of my family essentially. I thought that they will hate me, that now that I was coming back to talk with them with this really heavy news that I had tried to kill myself, and I thought that I what I was going to get was hate, and that couldn't be further away from the truth. All I got was love, and unconditional love, and things that really really took me out from that hole that I was in, which I'm still climbing up out of, and things are going much much better now, but still it's a really long process. I want to tell that if any of you guys that are watching this are on that situation, um, talk it with your loved ones, really really talk it, and even if you have someone that you think is going to hate you for it, and you haven't talked in a while, just go to them and tell them how you feel, because there's really help out there, and people that really really love you, and that you're not alone. You're not alone in this, and people will be there to help you. So do that if you're in the situation, and you know that people love you. That's all I can say. People love you, and people will be there to help you.
Search for beauty, find the shore. Try to save them all, need no more. You have such oceans within you. In the end, I will always love you.
Man, this must be such a heavy song to play for Thomas live. Yeah. Yeah. I really love the way that Empu and Marco were close to Thomas on that last part, because again, I'm guessing this must be such a heavy song to play for him, and man, this will be my favorite, and I think this is going to be my favorite song from Nightwish, no matter what, just because of how much I can relate to it, and how much these lyrics mean for me, and mean for my current situation, and the situation that I had 6 months ago. And I will have to listen to it again, because I want to pay attention to the music more. But I was really really focused on the lyrics, and because I knew that this was going to be a heavy song for me, and I knew that the lyrics were super important in this one. So beautiful song, and uh, what a great way for Thomas to, in a way, to express all these feelings that he had inside of him, and to use it as sort of a catharsis, for him. And Man, so beautiful. I really have no more words to say. I guess that I really cried my heart out with this one. So I guess that if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below telling me what do you think, and what else you want me to react to. I guess that will be all. Bye bye.